Continuăm acum discuțiile and I'll switch to English. We'll talk with Tolga BANYOCU, Director General Adjunct la Aria Soluţii Clienți, Garanti BBVA România. Hello, welcome to Banking Forum. Please tell us how do you see the future of banking? How does it look like? And what do you see the biggest challenges to be for the banking sector?
Prima dată, mulțumesc mult pentru invitație. O să vorbesc în engleză, dacă nu vă deranjez un pic, pentru că este o prezentare și nu vreau să opresc
Vorbiți foarte bine română.
În mijlocul prezentare. Thank you very much. For the last, I think, 50-60 years, I can say that, if you look at the literature, the banking system globally is having one of the biggest challenges. Where it is coming from? It's coming from the fintechs. And the first time, the paradigm is changing dramatically, and the roles of the banks are challenged and questioned in all the world. So, starting from the fact that banks are simply a medium for the people who have excess funds, and granting to the people or the industry who needs funding for their investment or for their expenditure. Now we are challenged the fact that we have to be in the daily lives of retail customers, everyone in the commercial business, and I'm not only speaking of the payments, and I'm also speaking of if you go to enterprises, their daily activities, accounting, HR management, and so on and so forth. What we notice, for example, what we think of when we are trying to see a similarity is the car industry at this point. If you look at the car industry now, you also see the similar challenges, where the biggest industrial giants are challenged in the fact with the electrical cars, not only electrical cars, but also new driving technologies for the self-driving cars. And we are in the same position that as the cars industry is talking about the paradigm, shall we still call these cars or just vehicles with software or intelligent vehicles with wheels only? And this is the way that we are thinking about, shall we consider ourselves banks anymore, or shall we the ones which are going to be considered as a fintech plus banks? Of course, we have the challenges here because banks usually have legacy systems which are huge. They cannot be, let's say, changed quickly. So I think this is the biggest challenge that we are going to be facing in the near future. Of course, when we see neobanks, now also we started seeing in Romania, this is a way out for the banks, and usually you see them in the neobanks with subsidiaries of the big banks, let's say. Also in Romania is the same. This is like a way out for the banking system to be able to generate their activities continuously for the new generation and for the new demand. Second, we also see a big, let's say, change in terms of how we operate, how we do our processes, with the especially introduction of last 2 years generative AI. What we see is a lot of processes and a lot of, let's say, operations in the banking system, and not only banking system, but also I think it's all the industry is the same, can be replaced by correct, and since we are in the service sector, we don't even need the physical robots to replace this, and we are going to be challenged also by this one, and we will need to change most probably all our processes, how we do the things, how we serve the clients, in a way that we are going to be, first of all, efficient as much as possible, daily needs, real-time online needs, real-time online answers to the needs. You go to a restaurant, we see where you are, we show you the menu, we order for you. The internet banking is going to be in the middle of the Internet of Things. You are going to read your fridge, what you need, and if you are missing something, we are going to order for you from the bank, from the transaction. This is actually a big challenge coming, and it's going to happen, because if something is technologically possible, it is going to happen. So it's not going to be, let's say, delayed, in the sense that, we are going to be, we will have to comply with this. And also, hyper-personalization is a new thing. Hyper-personalization means that online and offline channels, we have to now, the banks can serve all the clients individually based on their behavior, characteristics, personality, needs, financials, because we can read it and we can serve immediately and we can answer the needs. So whoever can do this first, and we see some fintechs and there are some new banks coming to Romania as well, which are good in this type of servicing, are going to survive in the near future. This is actually what is going to be a new trend. And I should not really rule out, because we usually, when I go to the panels, we usually talk about retail banking. But I should not really leave out the commercial banks, commercial clients, enterprises, where now what we see, especially in Turkey, now we see this a lot. The banks' applications, their services are becoming super apps, which are serving the enterprises for their own activities. So banks are providing their accounting system, HR system, fleet management, insurance, and whatever you can think of. And just by entering the bank's ecosystem, you will be able to, the enterprises can do whatever they want. And of course, when it comes to crediting and transaction banking, it is going to be their preferred bank, whoever can do this before the others. So these are the new trends, which, as I see. And in Romania, unfortunately, we talk about all of this, but we see a little bit slow steps. And we are trying to also ourselves as well, maybe we can talk a little bit later, to catch up with the global trends, also with the help of our Spanish partners, Spanish shareholders, BBVA.
Tell us a bit about Garanti's investments in digitalizations and the steps that you are taking.
I will not say this by being an arrogant or criticism, but I was going to mention this. We are here from 2007 as a universal bank. The bank was opened in 1998, but it was just a trade finance business. And in 2007, this is when I came also to Romania, for the project making it universal bank. And what we see today in terms of payments, for example, in terms of online banking, in terms of mobile banking, we were able to do 15 years ago in Turkey. So, and then, for example, we introduced the first contactless payment here, first PayPass. And we were introduced the first installment credit card. However, once we saw that the ecosystem was not ready, we actually ceased our investments after 5-6 years, and now we lost a little bit momentum in this. However, at this point, after what we see, especially after 2014, after the financial crisis and Romania's rise in terms of macroeconomics, what we see is the ecosystem is getting ready, and now at this moment we are one of the 3 or 4 banks which are changing their whole core banking system in the country. So our investment is a huge investment, and it's going to be, let's say, considering not only the core banking system but also with the modules, payment systems, card modules, insurance modules, and everything else. And we are again trying to leap and trying to bring whatever we see in our country and also in Spain, which is one of the best in the Western Europe, I suppose, mobile banking and also all other components at this point to Romania as well. So we are trying to compete not with our peers, but we are coming with the competition in the for the top sectors, top of the peers.
And for the next period, you have some targets or regarding this or other plans?
So we want to be, of course, our motto is bringing the digitalization to everyone, because we believe digitalization is one thing, it's fancy thing, sexy thing to talk about, but we also consider that this is a fair thing for everyone to democratize, to make it cheaper, not only for the banks, but also for the clients, to be a bank client, for example. And this is actually what we call age of opportunity to everyone, and this is actually the main target. So we want to be the first, or one of the pioneers in Romania, to be able to achieve digitalization penetration for the country, not only for financial sector, that's why I gave the example of the enterprises, but for also mainly not only financial-wise, but also in terms of usage of the internet, usage of the digital facilities, and also the penetration also in the rural areas as much as possible, and let's say trying to support the educational part for the society to be also accustomed to digitalization.
Thank you very much.